Juggernaut.
Hello again and welcome to another Random Select. This is the little side of my channel where this file picker that you see before you picks a game at random from a system that I've predetermined. It will go through my entire library of files, it will pick out a game at random, and then whatever it picks out I will play for a period of 10 minutes. If at the end of the 10-minute period the timer just ends and I decide whether to continue playing or to let the game go to a game over. So without further ado, we are doing the Sega Saturn today, and we are going to let the random selector do its thing. So away we go. What have we got coming up? It's going through the list and it's taking it twice. It's given me a Japanese RPG. I may as well skip that straight away because I don't know what the hell it's going to be. So let's just do a quick Google search because I don't think that's actually going to be possible. So let me just do a quick check. And we may have to do a re-roll. Oh yes. Yeah, we can't do that one on the channel. No. It's a, well, Digital Ange Denu Tenshi SS is an eroge erotic Japanese RPG. I'm sure if I put that on my channel, I'm going to get flagged and basically slammed into the ground. And as I've just recovered from a copyright strike, I don't want a dodgy dealing site strike on my channel either. So we're going to re-roll. So Saturn, do your thing. Let's see what this random selector is going to bring for me this time. Hopefully it's something that I can actually use on my channel without running the risk of getting in trouble. Tomb Raider. Okay, so it has selected. I must abide. Tomb Raider is something that I can't get in trouble for, so that's the game it's going to be. So I will get the game running and I'll see you in a moment. Okay, it's a bit later in the day, but what you can do. I was getting a bit cold, so while the wife is away, I nicked her snuggie. And I'm going to be a man about it too. I'm going to sit here in my snuggie on camera and screw all y'all who think that's lame because it's comfortable. Boom! There go the tumbleweeds and what looks like a drain hole cover. Oh, light reflections off the covers. Oh, bit of fizzing, bit of lightning, bit of... How's your daddy? What's going on now? What's going on? Oh, we're in Calcutta.
What's a man gotta do to get that kind of attention from you?
It's hard to say exactly.
Sounds like
you
a...
seem to be doing fine.
Well,
seems like an introduction to a porno movie, not a video
It
game.
ain't me that wants you.
Oh?
No, Miss Jacqueline Natla does.
Oh, does she
From
now?
Natla Technologies.
Oh, Natla Technologies.
You know, creator of all things bright and beautiful.
Oh, thanks for filling us in on that backstory.
Feast your eyes on this, Laura.
Ooh, I already
How
am.
does that make your wallet rumble?
Oh,
sorry.
my
I
other
only played
things
the
are
story.
rumbling right now.
Then you'll like a big park. Peru. Vast mountain ranges to cover. Sheer walls of ice. Rocky crags. Savage
Now,
winds.
I lived through the
and
90s.
there's a
In
slow
1996,
trickle. An
this
age-old
video
artifact
feed
of
would have been
mystical
like
powers
320
buried
by
in the
240
unfound
resolution.
tomb of
She wouldn't have been able to see shit.
That's my interest. You could leave tomorrow.
I could.
Are you busy tomorrow?
No. Okay, so here we are. Let's get this game rolling, shall we? So, we just open up our passport, go to new game, and here we are, delightful Peru, with early 90s CG that looked very good for its time, I've got to say. This looked pretty decent, you know. And there's our guide. That isn't Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat. And she looks like Woody Harrelson from Natural Born Killers. And off she goes. Just climbing up the building. Sliding to the side. Pushing in a stone with ease that hasn't been moved for hundreds of years. She just uses her dainty little arm and goes. And out come the wildlife. So what does she do? She falls from tens of feet, dozens of feet, like a badass, without breaking her ankles or her legs, and goes guns akimbo on these now looking shitty dogs. CG. Looks like your guide's fucked there. Oh yeah, he's dead. So now you are responsible for the death of at least one person. And all you can do is raise your eyebrow. You monster! Anyway. So now we're loading the game, and here we are. So the timer begins now. And we are off. So let's familiarise ourselves with these wonderful graphics. And for the time, they really were wonderful. This was released in the middle of 1996, which is pretty much, I think it was something like 5 months before Mario 64 came out in Japan. So this was really the first 3D platform game that we really saw here in the West. And it blew people's socks off. It really did. It was absolutely stunning. And of course, Lara Croft went on to revolutionize a whole genre. Basically, she's the grandmother of the action exploration third-person game type. The graphics have certainly not aged brilliantly, and the controls are a pig. I'm struggling here. What we have? Well, like a health kit. How do we pick it up? I've forgotten the controls. Now that's sidestep. That's the other sidestep. Y button is guns. Is it C button? Yes, the C button, but it's very precise of where you've got to be. So the C button is the action button. Now, I can only really affectionately describe these controls as tank controls, because she swivels like a tank. The whole screen has this heavy inertia when you turn left and right, which will take a bit of getting used to, I think. You can climb up objects by holding the action button when you get close to them. Lara will pull herself up. The B button is to jump on a Saturn controller anyway. I am running on a Xbox One controller, so in my case it's the A button to jump. But oh, we have something to shoot. Die, evil bats. Hey! Get nutted. Okay, we're gonna run away, turn around and shoot again. Okay, got him that time. Right. Put the guns away. And I don't mean your massive triangular guns that are attached to your chest, Lara. I mean your actual guns on your hips. Now, of course, Lara Croft was one of the many faces of early 3D platform games. She was one of the first really popular mascots of this era, and a lot of the time people believe that she was a PlayStation mascot and that Tomb Raider was a PlayStation game, but that's not the case. In fact, the Sega Saturn version came out months before the PlayStation one did. It's actually launched first on the Sega Saturn, then it was launched on the PC, and then it was launched on the PlayStation a few months down the line. So, in actual fact, remember when there was all this hoo-ha about Rise of the Tomb Raider being an Xbox One exclusive, saying it's not right, it's a PlayStation mascot, it's always been PlayStation. Well, no, that's not the case. It was a Sega Saturn mascot to begin with. Then it was ported over to PlayStation later on. So, yeah, quite an interesting tidbit. Everybody forgets about the Saturn version of this game for some reason. Maybe because the Saturn wasn't popular, or as popular as the PlayStation was in the Western market. There you go. The Saturn could do certain things that the PlayStation could not do. And it took a hefty bit of redesign to get Tomb Raider running well on the PlayStation, apparently. Due to the way that the PlayStation handled 3D geometry. It made it kind of difficult compared to the PC and the Saturn version. Okay. So, now I'm in a big area. Whoa! Oh shit! You killed Kung Lao! I'm gonna kill you now! You ain't Lassie. Okay, where do we go from here? Is there a way back up? There's got to be a way back up, of course, but where is it? Let's have a little rummage around. That could be a prospective way. Aha! If in doubt, follow the line of corpses. Okay, so now we're back up. How do we get around there? So we'll have to use this bridge. Huh? There's a bridge there too. I missed it. There it is. Okay. The camera leaves a little bit to be desired. It's fairly responsive when you're moving forward, but when you stop and try to get your bearings by swiveling around, the camera is a bit wonky. But here we go. Oh, big green expanse. That was one great thing about the Tomb Raider games. They really felt like these environments were physical locations and not just maps that were designed for a video game. This felt like it could legitimately be a tomb somewhere. No, we're not going to save the game for now. We're going to carry on moving. Oh, did you hear that door open? Hey Laura, you better whip him out, girl. Whoa, lots of dogs. Get the guns out again, girl. Because one of the reasons why Laura was so massively popular in the 90s was because of a slight design flaw, or a design issue when building the Lara character. Apparently, Lara's design, originally she was going to be much more realistically proportioned in the chest department. And then it turns out that one of the developers accidentally grabbed the triangles that made her boobs and slipped with his mouse and made them ridiculously huge. And the rest of the design team said, yeah, we like that, keep it. So that's why she's got such massive norks. From a simple mistake, it became a multi-million selling franchise. And of course the little skimpy shorts do no harm either. If you're going to situate your camera behind somebody, you may as well be behind something reasonably attractive for 1990s early rudimentary 3D polygons at least. Right, okay, let's jump. Yeah, the controls are fiddly. especially the jumps. Let's turn around and get through this door. And I'm going to take a step back and then try. There we go. Oh, the door closed again. So I've got to do that quickly. That's going to be a pain. So let's try it again. Pull that lever. Come on, up you go, girl. In you go. Sweet. I love the ambient music in this game as well. It was truly fantastic. I'm not a huge Tomb Raider fan. Tomb Raider 2 and 3 kind of bored me a little. They didn't add enough to the game. And of course, IDOS shat the bed on a couple of the Tomb Raider games. They jumped the shark. They had Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness when the PS2 was first launched, and it was absolutely terrible. Tomb Raider Chronicle and Tomb Raider The Last Revelation were not commercial successes in comparison to the other games. The Game Boy Color games were fantastic, but no bugger bought them. They were fairly big flops, commercially speaking. And the little Xbox Live Arcade games, they seem to do okay, but they're not what people expected from a Tomb Raider game. Of course, Tomb Raider went through a massive resurgence in 2013, I believe it was, with the reboot, which was absolutely top-notch, as was Rise of the Tomb Raider a couple of years ago. All really, really cool games. And it's good to know that Lara's still kicking about, really. Oh, and time is up. So, with that in mind, let's switch over to my camera. Woo! Okay, so that was Tomb Raider, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it's aged a lot. The controls are awkward, cumbersome, annoying. The exploration, well, it's eerie and atmospheric, but it's also a little bit on the empty side. You get the occasional thing to shoot. But Tomb Raider wasn't all about shooting. It was all about the feel and the ambience and the exploration and the discovery that you have within the game. So, for me, this original version of Tomb Raider is still the best version of Tomb Raider, because it was the first time that we really got to explore new ground and new territory in 3D. The other games merely picked up on the formula and copied it. They might have added better graphics and a couple of features like vehicles, but it was still retreading that ground. There was no exploration of the genre and of the gameplay itself. So for me, Tomb Raider 1 is still the best Tomb Raider game out there, and I will absolutely love to continue playing that. It's not going to be a game over, it is a continue. However, I've completed Tomb Raider several times. I'm not going to continue playing it now, but I will play it again at some point down the road in the future. And speaking of some point down the road in the future, I'll see you on my next video. Bye for now.